Hunter, please go ahead.
For Hunter or DeVante, I guess you guys put it to 4 with a couple minutes left and calculate turnovers. You guys just feel like you kind of let your chances kind of slip away there towards the end.
Oh, yeah.
What was the question?
What was the question?
You guys cut it to 4 with a couple minutes left, and you guys had back-to-back turnovers. You just feel like you kind of let your chances kind of slip away there at the end.
I think that's more of a statement.
Yeah, what was the
My
question?
opinion. We want to hear a question.
No, do you feel like you guys just shot yourselves in the foot? I guess how frustrating was that finish after being able to finish against Northwestern and Nebraska at home?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we need to take care of the ball better in the stretch, down the stretch, because, it's winning time. And so, we got to do a better job of executing the plays that coach calls for us and not obviously just turning over the ball, because that leads to fast break opportunities for a team that's really good in transition.
DeVante, just speak to the challenges of trying to keep Jaden Ivey out of the paint today and how difficult it was.
He's very explosive, very quick guard, with crazy athleticism. So it wasn't the easiest job, but that's a challenge that I'm willing to take, night in, night out. But I gotta get my hats off to Jaden Ivey. He's a really good player, but we're gonna see him again Thursday.
Hunter, I'm sure coming into this game you knew it was going to be a tough task in the post. What was it like in there, and then how do you think you fared?
That's Big Ten basketball, man. That's what I signed up for. That's why I wanted to play in this league, to play against the best bigs in the league, or not even in the league, in the country. And so, for me, it was fun out there to go against two guys who, are two of the best big men in the country, and something that I look forward to again on Tuesday, on Thursday, and then on Saturday.
Well said.
DeVante, there was a point early in the second half where you guys got it to 45-44, and then I think it was 5 or 6 empty possessions in a row with a couple of turnovers, and that kind of got them up to a double-digit lead. In that stretch where the offense kind of disappeared a little bit, what did you think was going wrong on that end of the floor?
It's a game of runs. I think this team did a great job of keeping our composure when we wasn't making shots. I feel like Jace Howard came in and gave us a big boost on the defensive end. That's what we pride ourselves on defense. The defense gonna get us the offense, and in that stretch we just couldn't make no shots. But I feel like our defense held us together, so we was able to make our own run, cut the lead back down.
DeVante, can you just speak to the spark that Jace did in that press that you guys had that kind of?
It was major for us. Jason Howard's a guy that he's always ready. He brings a lot of energy, leadership, and that's a guy you want on your team. I'm glad we got him, because without him we probably wouldn't have been that close. So big shout out to Jason Howard, and he always ready. So Thursday, Tuesday, Saturday, like Hunt said, we know we can count on Jason.
Anything else for the players?
For either Hunter or DeVante, I guess this is a third straight opponent that scored, I think, at least 79 points and shot, I think, at least 50% from the floor. I guess what do you think has maybe gone wrong defensively these last 2 games?
Well, I feel like early on we didn't do a great job of playing with our principles. They got a lot of open shots, and I think that's what triggered them. The basket was open from there, but like I said earlier, I think this group did a great job of keeping our composure. We got some mishaps. That's part of basketball, but one thing about us, we're gonna play hard the whole 40 minutes. We ain't gonna put our head down. So I think that was a great job for us tonight.
Anything to add, Hunter?
Yeah, I think me personally, I feel like I can take the blame for, early in the first half and early in the second half. I feel like I just need to help my team out there more on defense. My guys are giving it their all, and I just need to do my part in helping stop the opponent as well, and not give them so many easy baskets. So I feel like I can take the blame for some of those easy baskets that they got.
Hey man, you guys gonna get a shower. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you.
Great job.
Questions for Coach, please.
Thank you. Juwan, what did Jaden Ivey do to kind of break down your defense and kind of live in the paint against you guys?
Well, you said it earlier. He did a really good job of attacking the basket and getting downhill. And we have to do a better job of making sure that we don't allow the blow-bys, which we will. I know we will do as we go back and look at film and work on it in practice. But then not only that, making sure that when he does attack the rim, that we're there to either jump wall or not allow those direct putbacks.
Yeah, hey Juwan. Can you talk about your decision to start implementing the full court press and why you think it gave Purdue so much trouble?
Well, we need to have, it's something that can, of course, be disruptive and to take them out of rhythm because, it's a very good team and offensively, their offensive juggernaut, the inside scoring as well as the outside shooting and attackers that are able to get downhill that can open up, some of those shooters when you try to help kick out straight to, for open threes. So, try to slow them down a little bit and try to be disruptive and then want to apply some type of pressure. And it's great to have guys that are ready to come in and compete no matter what if they haven't played for the first 20 minutes of the first half. But it's the trust factor of this coach being able to understand the guys that we have is ready to come in and compete. And that's challenging, guys. I mean, many of you don't know that, but it's tough to be sitting on there 20 minutes and then you don't know if you're going to play or not, but then your name is called and then come right in and be ready to go. That's not an easy task.
Kind of along those same lines, can you talk about the spark Jace gave you on defense? Seemed like he was playing physical right away.
Oh, huge, man. One of the things about that young man is he's a competitor, and he don't have no other choice. And with that, he's embraced, being in a situation where he belongs, and that's the key. This young man belongs here, and he embraces, being able to do whatever he can to help his teammates, and to hear his teammates, of course, applaud, a young man who's, diving on the floor for loose balls or dialing in underneath with a big that's, oversized or way more than he does, or attacking the basket and doesn't care if the shot gets blocked, not trying to finesse it, but going in there and to finish over top. And then defensively moving and sliding his feet. It was just inspiring to watch.
Hey Juwan, shooting hasn't exactly always come easy for you guys this season, but you had it tonight. How frustrating is it to have part of the equation for a win on the road and just not be able to pull it together on defense?
Well, it's frustrating to lose. Those young men in there, they brought it, they competed. And they competed in a tough environment with a really good team. And, I love the fact how our approach was from the start to finish. And like our young man touched on earlier, DeVante, Hunter, basketball's about runs, man. And you try to prevent your opponent from scoring 0 points, but realistically, it's not going to happen. And then teams want to make shots, and they're going to make shots sometimes when they contest it. They're going to make shots when there's a mistake that's made. But I guarantee you, all the young men that wears this maize and blue is not out here to make a mistake or out here to miss a shot. They try hard. And I applaud them for what they have been able to endure throughout the season. And by the way, the season is not over. Let's keep that in mind here. Okay?
This is going to be a bit of an uncommon circumstance, playing the same team twice in the span of like 5 days. Are there any advantages or challenges that come with that?
It's part of our league. It's a part of what we've dealt with for the last, now it's going on 2 years of COVID. And, hey, we don't make excuses for it. You just got to go out there and see. Like I remember how in the NBA, when you play in the playoffs, it's like a chess match for 5 to 7 game series, wherever. Back in the day, it was 5 game series in the first round. Now it's 7 game series. And each team is trying to make adjustments to see what they can do to help give themselves an advantage. So we'll see them again, and we'll be ready to compete.
Juwan, you guys have mixed in the zone defense throughout the season occasionally, but it seemed like maybe tonight a little bit more than in other games. What did you think coming in that the zone would be able to do, and did it accomplish what you hoped for?
Our guys did an amazing job defensively and being disruptive versus a team that, like I said, it can score in many ways, inside, outside, versus a man-to-man versus a zone. Matt got those guys prepared. Give the coach a lot of credit on developing these young men. Some have stayed around for 4 years, and they, of course, have brought in the young guys and got them to buy into the culture. So overall, you know, wherever it takes to give us a chance to win. You know, if you got any suggestions, you know, please, you know, throw it in my inbox.
Hey, Coach, you played at the highest level, and you saw Hunter come in here, and he embraces the opposing crowd. What does that say to you for your players that come in and actually want that challenge and want to go out and play hard on an opponent's floor?
Well, I learned this from my wife, you know, having kids. You know, I was always more of a conservative kind of young man. Same haircut. I have tattoos. And my wife always said, hey, you know, you gotta allow these young men to express themselves. And so, you know, when I played the game, and he's different from me, we're totally different individuals. Old school, I just play. And then my play do talking. But whatever Hunter want to do out there, and how he expresses himself, I'm in it with him. I am on his side, and I'm gonna let him to express himself in a way, whatever way he wants to do it. He has the freedom of speech, freedom of expression. He's a competitor. He loves playing. He enjoys, you know, playing on the road. And this is his first time playing in front of crowds, so that's, you know, kind of special too. And he stepped up to the challenge. You know, that could be the opposite, where, you know, last year, because of COVID, you didn't have a big crowd up until the end of the season, but with how, you know, now how the game is played, and, you know, we've coming back to a little bit of normalcy in some ways. We have crowds that are now out there. This young man is embracing his college experience, and I love it.
We'll take two more with Michael and then Zach.
And the key thing too is he's raised right. He never disrespects anyone. You know, like that's the thing that you must write and say too, please, that he's respectful. You know, like he's not out there trying to fight anyone, or he's not out there using vulgar language to anyone, or, you know, he's competing.
I got on video, Coach.
My man.
Michael?
Juwan, do you feel like there's too much pressure on the starters with some of the struggles to generate bench points this season?
No, it's not pressure. No.
Zach?
I guess this is the first of 4 games in 8 days. What is your message to the team? There was fight, but obviously you would have liked to come away with the win.
I'm not gonna tell you my message.
Okay.
Who does that? But they competed.
You like to compete?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Plus, we're gonna see them again. Like, what? Come on.